Hello and welcome, my friend. I'm really happy to have you here today. In this video, I will tell you the amazing and inspiring story of Elon Musk, a man who turned big dreams into real things. He was not born famous. He was not always successful, but he believed in himself, and he worked hard to make the impossible possible. This story is not just about Elon. It's also about you. You have dreams too. You want to learn. You want to grow. And I'm here to help you, step by step, with English and with motivation. So relax, listen carefully, and enjoy the story. I will use simple English so it's easy for you to understand. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, write a comment, and tell me what inspired you. And share it with your friends who are also learning English. Let's learn and grow together. Are you ready? Let's begin the story of Elon Musk. The story of Elon Musk, Part 1, A Boy with a Dream. Elon Musk was born in Pretoria, South Africa, in 1971. He was a small and quiet boy. He didn't talk much, but he thought a lot. While other kids played games outside, Elon liked to sit alone and read books. He loved books about science, space, and the future. He wanted to understand how the world works. Elon's mother, May, was a model and nutrition expert. She was strong, smart, and kind. His father, Errol, was an engineer. He knew a lot about machines and buildings, but his relationship with Elon was not always good. Elon had a younger brother named Kimball and a sister named Tosca. The three children grew up in a big house full of books and technology. But even with a nice house, Elon did not feel happy all the time. When Elon was a child, life was not easy for him. He was shy and quiet, and other kids at school made fun of him. Sometimes they even hit him. One day, a group of boys pushed Elon down the stairs and hurt him badly. He had to go to the hospital, but Elon did not fight back. He stayed calm and focused on what he loved, learning. At the age of 10, Elon saw his first computer. It was an old computer, but to Elon, it was magic. He became very excited. He wanted to learn everything about how it worked. He asked questions and read books about programming. Soon, he taught himself how to write computer code. He spent hours sitting at the computer, typing and learning. When Elon was 12 years old, he made a simple video game called Blaster. In the game, the player had to destroy enemy spaceships. Elon sold the game for $500. It was his first success. He was just a kid, but he already had the mind of an inventor and businessman. Even as a child, Elon asked big questions. Why do we live on Earth? Can people live on other planets? How can we use energy better? He wanted to do something important with his life, not just make money, but make the world better. As a teenager, Elon started to think about leaving South Africa. He didn't like the political situation in his country, and he wanted more freedom. He also wanted to go to America. He believed that the United States was the best place for people with big dreams. But Elon knew it would be hard to go there alone. So he made a plan. Elon had a Canadian mother, so he was able to get a Canadian passport. At the age of 17, he moved to Canada. He didn't know many people there, and he didn't have much money. But he was brave. He worked at farms and did small jobs to pay for food and school. Life was hard, but Elon didn't give up. He studied at Queen's University in Ontario for 2 years. Then he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States. There, he studied two subjects, physics and economics. He believed that understanding physics would help him change the world, and understanding economics would help him run businesses. While in college, Elon was always thinking. He wanted to solve big problems. He didn't care about parties or fun. He spent his time reading, learning, and dreaming about the future. He thought about three things: the internet, clean energy, and space travel. These, he believed, were the most important problems for the future of humanity. Elon did not know exactly what he would do, but he was ready to work hard. He believed that even a young person with no money could change the world if they worked hard and never gave up. This was only the beginning of Elon Musk's long and amazing journey. Part 2. From Zip2 to Millions. After finishing his studies at the University of Pennsylvania, Elon Musk had a big choice to make. He was accepted into a PhD program at Stanford University in California. It was a great chance, but something else was happening at the same time. The internet was growing fast. Elon saw this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He thought to himself, I can always go back to school, but the internet is changing everything right now. So, Elon made a bold decision. He left the PhD program after just 2 days. Instead of studying at Stanford, he started a company. In 1995, Elon and his younger brother, Kimball Musk, created a company called Zip2. They had a simple idea: help newspapers move online. At that time, most newspapers only existed on paper. Elon believed the internet would become the main way people get news. He wanted Zip2 to help local newspapers create online maps, guides, and directories for readers. But starting a company was not easy. Elon and Kimball had very little money. They could not even afford an apartment. They rented a small office and slept on the floor. They shared one computer. During the day, they worked on the website. At night, they slept under their desks. Elon used a local gym for showers. He didn't mind the hard life. He loved building Zip2. He worked long hours every day, sometimes more than 20 hours without rest. Over time, Zip2 began to grow. Elon talked to many newspaper companies and slowly got them to use his software. More and more people saw the value in what he was building. In 1999, a large company named Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. It was a huge deal. Elon was just 27 years old, and he made $22 million from the sale. He had become a millionaire, but he didn't buy a big house or take long vacations. Elon didn't care much about luxury. He was already thinking about his next project. He asked himself, what is the next big thing? Elon believed that money would soon move to the internet. People would stop using paper checks and start sending money online. So, he started a new company called X.com. It was an online bank. The idea was very new at that time, and many people didn't trust online banks. But Elon believed it was the future. X.com allowed people to send money through email, and it was very easy to use. Many users loved it. But as the company grew, Elon had some problems. Other leaders in the company did not always agree with his ideas. There were arguments about the direction of the business. Eventually, X.com merged with another company called Confinity. Confinity had a product called PayPal. It helped people send money more safely online. After the merger, the new company chose to focus on PayPal. Even though Elon started as CEO, The board of directors replaced him. It was a difficult moment for Elon. He had started the company, but now he was no longer in charge. Still, he stayed as a major investor in PayPal. In 2002, eBay, a large shopping website, bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. Elon received about $180 million from that sale. Now, Elon had money, a lot of money. He could have retired. He could have lived a rich and comfortable life. But that was not his dream. Elon wanted to use his money to change the future of humanity. He had three big goals in his mind. 1. Make space travel possible and affordable. 2. Create clean energy for the planet. 3. Build safe and powerful electric cars. Many people would say those dreams were impossible. But Elon believed that if something is important enough, you should try, even if the chances are low. And so, he began the next chapter of his life, the chapter that would take him from Earth to the stars. Part 3. Reaching for the Stars. After selling PayPal, Elon Musk had more money than ever before. But he didn't want to sit back and relax. He wanted to work on his biggest dream, space travel. Elon believed that humans should become a multi-planet species. He thought Earth was beautiful, but one day, something bad could happen. A war, a disease, or even an asteroid could destroy life. To survive, people must learn to live on other planets. He began to study space and rockets. He read books, watched videos, and talked to experts. But he was surprised to learn that space travel was still very expensive. Only a few big companies and governments were building rockets. Elon wanted to change that. In 2002, he started a new company called SpaceX, short for Space Exploration Technologies. Most people laughed at the idea. Elon had never built a rocket. He was not a scientist or an astronaut. People said he was crazy to think a private company could send rockets to space. But Elon didn't listen. He believed that it was possible. He used $100 million of his own money to start SpaceX. He found a small group of engineers and began building rockets in a simple warehouse in California. Their first rocket was called Falcon 1. It was small but powerful. Elon and his team worked day and night. They tested engines, built parts, and fixed problems. They made mistakes, but they kept going. In 2006, they launched Falcon 1 for the first time. It flew for a few seconds, then crashed into the ocean. It was a failure. Elon was disappointed, but he did not give up. In 2007, they tried again. The second rocket went higher, but it also failed. In 2008, they tried a third time. Again, the rocket failed. Most people would stop at this point. Elon had already spent most of his money. SpaceX was close to death. Some people in the media called him a fool. They said it was over. But Elon had one more rocket left, one more chance. He said to his team, "This is our last shot. If we fail now, SpaceX will be finished." So in September 2008, SpaceX launched Falcon 1 for the fourth time. And this time it worked. Falcon 1 reached orbit. It was the first privately built rocket in history to do so. Elon and his team cheered, cried, and hugged each other. They had made history. Soon after that, NASA gave SpaceX a big contract, $1.6 billion, to send cargo to the International Space Station. This saved the company. Elon's dream was starting to come true. But Elon didn't stop there. He wanted to make rockets that could be used again and again. Most rockets only fly once, then crash. Elon believed reusable rockets would change space travel forever, just like airplanes change travel on Earth. People said it was impossible. So Elon said, let's do it. They began working on a new rocket, Falcon 9, and a spaceship called Dragon. It was bigger and better. They also began testing how to land rockets safely after launch. In 2015, after many tries, a Falcon 9 rocket landed safely back on Earth. It was a huge moment. SpaceX had done what no one else could. From that point, SpaceX became a leader in space travel. They sent satellites into orbit, delivered supplies to astronauts, and even sent humans to space with their Crew Dragon capsule. Elon didn't just want to go to space, he wanted to go to Mars. He announced a new plan to build a giant rocket called Starship. This rocket would take people to the moon and later to Mars. It would be the biggest rocket ever made. People were amazed. Was this really possible? Elon said, "We are going to make life multiplanetary." And he meant it. Part 4. Driving into the future. While Elon Musk was busy building rockets at SpaceX, he was also thinking about a big problem on Earth: pollution and climate change. Cars and factories were producing too much carbon dioxide. This gas was making the planet hotter and causing problems like floods, fires, and strange weather. Elon believed the world needed clean energy. He wanted to help people stop using oil, gas, and coal. He wanted to create electric cars that were fast, beautiful, and good for the planet. In 2004, Elon joined a small company called Tesla Motors. The company was started by engineers who believed electric cars could be better than gas cars. At first, Elon was just an investor. But soon, he became the leader of the company. He helped design the cars and gave ideas about how to make them better. Most people thought electric cars were slow, ugly, and boring. They also thought the batteries wouldn't last long. But Elon didn't listen. He believed electric cars could be amazing. Tesla's first car was called the Tesla Roadster. It was small and sporty. It could go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds. People were surprised. This was not a boring car. It was fun to drive. But Tesla had many problems. The company needed money. The cars were expensive to build. Some parts didn't work well. People said Tesla would fail. Elon used his own money to keep the company alive. He worked day and night. At one point, both Tesla and SpaceX were close to bankruptcy. Elon said it felt like eating glass and staring into the abyss. But Elon didn't give up. In 2012, Tesla released a new car called the Model S. It was bigger, better, and more powerful than the Roadster. It had a large screen inside and could drive long distances on one charge. People loved it. The car won many awards. Suddenly, Tesla became famous. Then came the Model X, an SUV with cool Falcon wing doors. After that, Elon wanted to make a car for everyone, not just rich people. So Tesla made the Model 3, a smaller and more affordable car. It was a big success. Still, building cars is very hard. Tesla faced delays, production problems, and bad news in the media. But Elon kept going. He said, "I don't give up, ever." At the same time, Elon started another company called Solar City with his cousins. It helped people put solar panels on their homes. Solar panels use sunlight to make electricity, so they are clean and good for the environment. Later, Tesla bought Solar City and became a clean energy company. They made electric cars, solar panels, and big batteries called Powerwalls. These batteries could store energy from the sun and help people live without depending on the power grid. Elon's goal was bigger than just cars. He wanted a future where people used clean energy in every part of life, in homes, businesses, and transportation. But he wasn't finished yet. He announced a new car, the Cybertruck, with a wild design, sharp angles, and bulletproof glass. People laughed at first, but millions of people placed orders. He also started working on self-driving cars. Tesla cars could already help drivers with autopilot, but Elon wanted them to drive by themselves completely. He believed that one day, people wouldn't need to drive at all. By 2020, Tesla became the most valuable car company in the world. Elon became one of the richest people on the planet. But he didn't spend his money on big houses or yachts. He sold most of his homes and lived in a small house near his SpaceX factory. He said, "I want to focus on the mission, not on luxury." Part 5. The Man of Many Missions. Even while running Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk never stopped thinking about the future. His mind was always full of wild ideas, ideas that sounded like science fiction. But for Elon, the future had to be built, not just imagined. One of his new projects was called the Boring Company. The idea started with a simple problem: traffic. In big cities like Los Angeles, people spend hours stuck in cars. Elon thought, what if we go underground? Instead of more roads, what if we build tunnels? In 2016, he started the Boring Company to build deep underground tunnels for electric cars. These tunnels would be fast, safe, and free from traffic jams. People laughed at first. They thought it was just a joke. But Elon began building a real tunnel in Las Vegas. Soon, Teslas were driving passengers through it. It was just the beginning. Elon believed tunnels could one day move people and cars through cities at very high speeds. Next, Elon focused on something even more unbelievable: the human brain. He started a company called Neuralink. Its goal: to connect the human brain with computers. He said that the human brain works slowly when it comes to sending and receiving data. People use fingers to type and thumbs to text. That's slow. But with Neuralink, a small device inside the brain could send information to computers directly. It sounds scary, but Elon believed it could help people with brain injuries or diseases. In the future, it might even help humans keep up with artificial intelligence. The first tests were done on animals. Later, Neuralink began testing its chips in humans. One patient, who couldn't move before, was able to control a computer with his mind. Elon called it telepathy. At the same time, Elon continued to chase his biggest dream: Mars. SpaceX began testing a new giant rocket called Starship. It was taller and stronger than any rocket before. It was made to carry humans and cargo to the moon and Mars. Elon wanted Starship to be fully reusable. That meant it could go to space, return to Earth, and fly again. The tests were dramatic. Some rockets exploded. Some flew, then crashed. But Elon said failure is part of learning. Each test gave them more data. Slowly, Starship got better. Elon said, "I want to die on Mars, just not on impact." He believed that in the future, millions of people would live on Mars. They would build cities, grow food, and create a second home for humanity. It was a crazy dream, but so was building rockets, electric cars, and brain chips. Elon Musk was no longer just an inventor. He had become a symbol of big thinking. People loved him or hated him, but no one could ignore him. In 2022, he did something unexpected. He bought Twitter, one of the biggest social media platforms. He wanted to protect free speech and change how online conversations worked. But the move brought a lot of criticism. Some people said he was taking on too much. Others didn't like his decisions on the platform. Still, Elon didn't stop. He kept moving forward, focused on his missions: clean energy, space travel, brain-computer links, and solving traffic. His life was not easy. He faced failures, media attacks, stress, and sleepless nights. But Elon Musk had one rule: never give up. He said, if something is important enough, even if the odds are against you, you should still do it. Part 6. What we learn from Elon. Elon Musk is one of the most famous people in the world. He is not perfect. He makes mistakes. He is sometimes too bold or too fast. But there is something special about him. He dares to dream. Most people are afraid of failure. But Elon failed many times, with rockets, with cars, with businesses. Still, he did not stop. He always got back up. That is the biggest lesson we can learn from Elon Musk. Never give up. Even if people laugh at you, even if you feel scared, even if things go wrong. If your dream is big, work hard. Study. Improve. Try again. Elon didn't become rich and successful because of luck. He read books. He asked questions. He worked harder than most people. And he always focused on helping humanity, not just making money. Another lesson from Elon is this: you don't have to follow the crowd. Elon started businesses in areas that many people were afraid of: space, electric cars, artificial intelligence, brain technology. He did not copy others. He built new paths. So ask yourself, what is my dream? What can I create? How can I grow? Maybe you want to learn English. Maybe you want to travel, get a better job, or build something special. You can do it, step by step. That's why I created this YouTube channel, to share inspiring stories and help you learn English in a fun, easy way. If you like this story, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment to share what you learned. Like the video if it helped you. And support the channel by watching more videos and telling your friends. Your support helps me create more stories like this, simple, powerful, and full of motivation. So stay with me, keep learning, and never stop dreaming, just like Elon. Thank you for watching.